This is Orhan Pamuk.
Now let us take the stairs up to the attic. The attic recreates the last 4 chapters of the novel. The story of how, after Füsun's death, Kemal bought the house he had visited for years and converted into a museum. When I decided to write a novel about his love for Füsun, we inevitably became friends. On many a night, I sat in the attic on the chair on the right and listened to his story. Kemal would usually lie down on the bed, stare at the ceiling with his head on the bare pillow and talk. Sometimes he'd pause, pick up the small framed photograph on his bedside table of Füsun at the beauty pageant, and stare at it for a while. Once or twice, Kemal noticed that I was tired, and we switched places. He sat on my chair, and I lay down on the bed. Suddenly, I was looking at the world through his eyes, unnerved. I could easily be Kemal. I could tell my story as if it were his, and his as if it were mine. And every time I realized this, I felt that it didn't matter too much which voice was Kemal's and which was mine. Did the objects not remind us both of the very same things? Kemal first told me his story in a single sitting. In the 7 years that followed, he expanded with details revolving around an unchanging core, his love for Füsun. I wrote the novel chapter by chapter, but he told me the story based entirely on whatever interested him at a particular moment in time, and mostly based on the objects that we could see from our vantage point in the attic. Kemal had once likened his storytelling to a spiral because, although he seemed to be drawing ever wider rings around its steady core, he could never quite break away from his starting point, love. He was then very excited to discover a similar kind of spiral pattern in Füsun's earring displayed in the first box. We later realized that the line that connected Aristotelian moments, in other words, time, was not a straight line, and that it could only be a spiral. Those who look down from the attic to the spiral of time at the museum's entrance, 3 floors below, will see that just as the line that links moments together forms time, so the line that ties objects together creates a story. This, according to Kemal, is the greatest happiness a museum can bring, to see time turning into space.